just as an aside, when you're working on Spider-Man, of course, this is pre-MCU Spider-Man.
Yes.
I also worked on a Marvel property pre-MCU, and I was kind of curious, how hard Marvel was to work with back then. I mean, in my case, the only thing I worked on an X-Men game, and I remember we needed a new character, and we didn't have enough time to add a new character to the game. This was like 1999, and I remember hey, a couple years ago, Magneto had a brother, Joseph, in the comic book, and he looks just like him. He just has a different head. So we could take, Magneto's model, put Joseph's head on it. Like, well, we got to go talk to Marvel, and we talked to Marvel, and they were like, Joseph's dead. You can't use him. That was the only time I ever witnessed sort of like editorial restrictions, but how much say did Marvel have? I feel like they were easier to work with maybe back then when Marvel was on the verge of bankruptcy or whatever.
Well, 2000 and we made the Spider-Man 1 movie game as well as the Spider-Man 2 movie game.
Mm-hmm.
In that process, Activision's relationship with Marvel got pretty good because Spider-Man 1 made a lot of money. And so it put us in their good graces. They were very stringent, though, in terms of anything we were going to get into the game.
Yeah.
They were, no to anything significant. And by significant, everyone wanted Venom, everyone wanted Black Suit. None of that was happening in Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 1. We were also connected to Sony Columbia through their merchandising. So we had two primary IP stakeholders. We had Sony Columbia and Marvel. So for the most part, we just stayed out of it. We were just young devs. It wasn't like we were heavily involved in that relationship. It was more like watching two parents fight.
Yeah.
And we just did whatever came out of that interaction. Thankfully for Spider-Man 2, they didn't want us to have much access to the movie script. I think they were worried about for information security. And so that's actually one of the reasons why we had a lot of shelter to build that free open world swinging system.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have to worry about any of the other details. We didn't know about them. And so we got to go there was about 25 people on the team from like the beginning to around month 6. And every single one of us dove headlong into Spider-Man swinging and other locomotion.
And that kind of set the tone for how Spider-Man swings in games till today.
Yeah, no, it's still an argument. I mean, it's at least mostly solved argument because the new games are unbelievable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
but it's still a topic, and that means it's a 20-year-old topic. It's funny.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those games that kind of created a paradigm for people just take for granted now. But that's at the time you had to invent how to Spider-Man swing in a game, and
it couldn't have happened without like a sufficiently large open world space to navigate through, and that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for GTA 3 and all the rest of us getting sort of obsessed with creating streaming worlds that were seamless. Now it seems so normal.
I know now. Yeah, now it's
people
expected.
don't want to do it because they're like, I don't need all that space.
Yeah.